Hi everybody, it's DrSamRobbins. Now before I reveal clinically proven natural alternatives to Lipitor, a cholesterol-lowering drug, and why you must get off this or any statin drug, I'd like to first share a true story with you. Now, Dr. Dwayne Graveline is a physician and a flight surgeon and former astronaut for NASA. Now, one year NASA was doing a yearly physical on him, right? Now he passed all his tests, the physical, cognitive, and all that. Yet, they noticed his cholesterol levels were in the high range, so they told him to take Lipitor, a cholesterol-lowering statin drug. Now, 6 weeks later, he had severe memory problems, so bad that he had short-term global amnesia. Additionally, when NASA retested him, his cholesterol was lower and he passed the test, so that was the good news. Yet, he failed the cognitive test and he wasn't allowed to go to space. Basically, Dr. Graveline decided to get off Lipitor despite the fact the other physicians, doctors, and pharmacists said it couldn't be the Lipitor causing, the memory problems. Now, a year later, when it was his next annual NASA physical, they again told him to take Lipitor, but this time they said take half the dosage. So Dr. Graveline reluctantly followed their recommendation. Now, the second time, the results were even worse. Amnesia plus retrograde loss of memory, going all the way back to his high school years. Yes, his memory loss was even more severe. He again stopped taking Lipitor and wrote about this situation in a book called Lipitor, Thief of Memory, which was written in 2005. Now, I share this story with you because my dad took Lipitor all the way back in 1998 and also had memory problems, in addition to severe muscle pain and weakness. Unfortunately, back then, we had no idea about all the negative side effects of this and similar statin cholesterol-lowering drugs, which also includes liver damage, high blood pressure, arthritis, elevated blood sugar levels and diabetes, hormonal imbalances, muscle loss and weakness, lowered sex drive and impotence, just to name a few. Now, adding to the fact that my dad's mom, my grandmother, had Alzheimer's, I didn't want to take the risk, all right? And I got my dad off Lipitor, again, against his doctor's orders and wishes. Instead, I decided to research, all right, and see if I can maybe find natural, safe, healthy ingredients and alternatives to having healthy cholesterol levels. And that's what I'm going to reveal today. So let's get right to it, and I'll make this quick. First of all, your goal is not to have low cholesterol. You want healthy cholesterol levels. Additionally, and more importantly, you also want optimal ratios of your HDL, your good cholesterol, and your LDL, your quote-unquote bad cholesterol lipid protein. Now, one of my favorite natural ingredients to help improve cholesterol levels is called red yeast rice, which is actually a common food in Asia where they have low cholesterol. In fact, this is a natural form of a statin. However, the secret to using red yeast rice is you only want to use a very small dose. Plus, you must use the extract form, not the root or the powder, which is basically worthless. It doesn't have any of the active ingredients. And finally, you want to make sure that the toxic byproduct citrulline is removed. Any other form either won't work or you'll need such a high dose that you'll end up actually having statin side effects. Obviously not nowhere near as bad as Lipitor. Again, keep in mind that if you only decide to use red yeast rice to improve your cholesterol levels, you'll need such a high dose that eventually will lead to, again, same negative statin side effects. You don't want to only use red yeast rice. Instead, you want to use a very small dose of red yeast rice extract and then stack it and combine it with other proven ingredients. This way you'll get an additive, a synergistic positive effects at the lowest and safest dosage possible. This is the real secret to having healthy cholesterol levels naturally and safely without drugs. All right, so there's other clinically proven natural herbal extracts that help promote healthy cholesterol levels and balance lipids, which would be artichoke leaf extract, Phytosterols complex, also garlic extract, and polycosanol. Now, when combined with the correct dosage and form of red yeast rice, you'll have optimal cholesterol levels and, more importantly, balanced ratios of HDL, LDL, which is the most important number for your cholesterol levels. Here's something else that's very interesting. 30 to 50 years ago, before doctors were handing out these statin drugs like candy, the more efficient and effective way to lower your cholesterol was actually to optimize and improve your thyroid hormones. However, instead of taking thyroid drugs like T4 and T3, I suggest you take glucosterone extract and iodine, which help optimize your thyroid levels naturally. And the benefit is a faster metabolism and also better cholesterol levels. Next, did you know that 80% of your cholesterol in your body is actually made by your liver and not from the foods you eat? This is why many times the change in your diet doesn't make dramatic improvements in your cholesterol levels. Thus, the stronger your liver, the easier your body will help eliminate and detox excess cholesterol from your blood. Now, the irony is that all these drugs, especially the statins, actually cause liver damage and thus will eventually increase your cholesterol levels. And this is why you end up having to constantly increase the dosage of these drugs. So make sure you try to eliminate anything that stresses your liver. This includes all drugs, obviously including alcohol and even caffeine. But since this is almost impossible for most people, I suggest you take milk thistle extract, N-acetylcysteine, and also R-alpha-lipoic acid. All these three help strengthen and detox your liver. Now, here's something really important and interesting. All doctors are so focused on improving your cholesterol to help you, avoid heart disease, a heart attack, or stroke, that they forget, or maybe they don't even know, about something super important, and that's your homocysteine levels. In fact, researchers now believe that testing homocysteine levels is over 47% more accurate at predicting heart disease than just checking cholesterol levels alone. This is why it's routinely tested in Europe, but almost never in the US. Now, the cool part is that you can easily and quickly improve your homocysteine levels by simply taking specific ratios of B vitamins, which is B6, B12, folate, and also vitamin B5. It's really simple, but you got the right dosages and ratios to really make it work. And finally, you want to reduce inflammation, all right? The real goal with all of this is obviously to avoid heart attack or stroke, so you don't die, right? But one cause of almost most illnesses, including the cause of a heart attack or stroke, is inflammation. Now, there's 3 ingredients that work great at reducing inflammation, which also help improve your lipid levels at the same time. So it's a double bonus. And that's turmeric extract, ginger extract, and also vitamin E with mixed tocopherols. All right, now let's put it all together. Of course, right now, I'm not telling you to go take all these natural ingredients, all right? It's a great idea, but obviously it's time consuming, it's not convenient, and very expensive. This is the exact problem I actually ran into with my own dad 20 years ago when I got him off the Lipitor. However, the good news is that for all of us, that there's already a clinically research proven remedy that contains all of these ingredients in the correct dosage and form. And the best part is, it'll cost you about $1 a day, maybe even less, something that's very affordable with numerous heart health benefits. And you can get all the details about this by clicking the link below in the description area. It's actually what my own family uses, both my mom and dad. So I highly suggest you think about getting off of the toxic statin drugs and improve your health by taking natural alternatives. Please leave your questions and comments below and let me know what you liked and learn about today's video. And make sure you do yourself a big favor and click the link below in the description area and watch the next video on how my parents lowered their cholesterol levels by up to 30 points in only 30 days naturally. No statin drugs, no exercise, no diets either. As always, thanks for listening and have a happy and healthy day.